After 3 years of radio silence, Stranger Things just dropped. Season 5, Volume 1, and bro, what an absolute return of the king. We're talking split timelines, upside-down connections, callbacks all the way to Season 1, and the Duffer Brothers basically flexing like, yeah, we never left. Fans thought Vecna was being locked up by the military. Turns out, the Duffers were laughing the whole time, bringing back a character we all wrote off as pointless. They've been cooking for years, and what they served? Straight-up cinematic perfection. So let's dive deep, power scale every reveal, and unpack what the ending of Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1 really means. Spoiler warning, obviously. What the ending means for Will. This ending hit like a psychic nuke. It didn't just show Will's importance, it cemented him as the other half of Eleven's equation. For seasons, we've theorized Will Byers was tied to the Upside Down in ways no one else was. And Volume 1 finally confirms it. Will isn't just connected, he's chosen. Vecna literally calls him the first one he ever broke. See, Vecna's been targeting the kids of Hawkins because he saw them as weak, malleable minds he could bend, reshape, and control. He wanted to rebuild the world through them, free from the corruption of adults. That's why Holly Wheeler was taken. She was easy prey, pure curiosity and trust. Henry didn't even bother thinking up a clever alias. He just used Mr. Watson. The audacity. Then comes the military base massacre, Vecna storming through like a horror god, hand through skulls, body snapping. When he finally reaches Will, he drops the truth. You were the first I broke, and you broke so easily. Cold. But it awakened something in Will. All season long, Will's been the outsider, the guy who never quite fit in, never quite knew what his role was. Until Robin talks to him. That one conversation changes everything. She tells him the only way to move forward is to find the truth inside yourself. What makes you happy? What makes you whole? And that's when Will finally snaps, not in fear, but in focus. Demogorgons are seconds away from killing everyone he loves, and Will refuses to lose them again. In that moment, the hive mind link we saw teased in the opening 5 minutes, the flashes of the Demogorgon's perspective, the eerie sync with Vecna's vision, it all clicks. He doesn't just feel their presence, he controls it. A Demogorgon stops mid-attack on Joyce, limbs twist, bones crack, the same death pose Vecna used on Chrissy and Fred. Translation? Will Byers just unlocked Vecna tier abilities. He's not the scared kid anymore. He's the new wild card, someone just as connected to the Upside Down, but with a conscience. And this time, he's not breaking. Number 008 returns. This twist deserves a table slap. Number 8, Callie, the long-lost sister we all memed for years. She's back, and she's vital. The entire time, the military base we thought was containing Vecna was actually imprisoning her. Dr. K's operation had built an entire facility inside the Upside Down, claiming they'd neutralized Vecna with sound-based kryptonite. Eleven and Hopper were ready to risk it all to destroy him. But when Hopper opens that final door, prepared to sacrifice himself, he doesn't find Vecna. He finds Callie. The shock hits instantly. The Duffers turned one of the show's most forgotten subplots into an endgame piece. And suddenly, everything Dr. K said makes sense. Why risk her life for the other? We thought he meant 11 versus Vecna. Nope, he meant 11 versus 8. Hopper's arc this season? The overprotective dad, haunted by Sarah's death, terrified of losing 11 the same way. He's ready to die before letting her face danger again. Now picture this. Will, 11, and 8. 3 enhanced beings. Will's linked to the hive mind. 11's pure telekinetic power. 8's illusionary mastery. Vecna's not the apex predator anymore. He's outnumbered, outmatched, and running out of time. What happened to Max and why Vecna fears the caves? Let's talk fear. Vecna's fear. Because yes, even Hawkins' nightmare god has one. When Holly was taken, Henry told her to stay away from the woods, stay far from the caves. Why? Because if she went in, he couldn't get her back. So when Holly got that mysterious letter urging her toward the caves, she went, trying to be Holly the heroic, the character her brother made up for her. And that's where she found Max. Max has been trapped inside Vecna's memory, still cursed, still alive inside the psychic residue of his world. When she was taken, the fourth and final gate opened. She technically died, but something called her back, something tied to the Hawkins Lab massacre. Suddenly, she's reliving Henry Creel's memories, pulled back to 1959, before the monster was born. And that's where it clicks. Henry's connection to the caves. As a kid, he explored them, found strange, ancient tech buried deep underground. He triggered it by accident and got dragged into the Upside Down. That's where he met the Mind Flayer, the true overlord, and absorbed the abilities that turned him into Vecna. But the kicker? The real Henry, the boy before the corruption, still exists inside him. And that part of him is terrified of those caves. That's why Vecna can't enter them. The pure part of Henry blocks him. Trauma, guilt, fear, all woven together. It's not just geography, it's psychological imprisonment, which means Vecna might not be the final boss after all. He's the lieutenant. The Mind Flayer is still the god-tier entity pulling strings. Dustin, Nancy, Jonathan, and Steve. Okay, let's be honest. These four had the least consequence this season. They entered the Upside Down, chased a Demogorgon trail to Vecna's lair, and mostly argued the whole way there. Steve and Jonathan kept alpha battling for Nancy's attention, while Dustin mourned Eddie and took verbal punches from Steve. Jonathan's prepping to propose, which, in TV logic, means death flags everywhere. They're emotional glue this season. Less plot, more grounding. And my gut says Jonathan won't make it to those wedding bells. Stranger Things. Season 5, Volume 1 review. I'll admit it, I complained about the wait. But after watching this, totally worth the 3-year gap. From frame 1, it felt darker. Closer to Season 2's horror tone, but sharper, more focused. Each storyline felt purposeful, especially Will's. He finally got the spotlight he's been denied since Season 1, and Noah Schnapp delivered. Also, can we talk about how the Demogorgons got an upgrade? They're more brutal, more savage, and more terrifying than ever. Honestly, I wanted to see the full lineup. Demogorgons, Demodogs, and Demobats. But even just the first wave was nightmare fuel. The deeper themes hit too. Robin guiding Will to self-acceptance, Hopper's protective father arc, Holly's mother's love. It's emotional storytelling inside monster mayhem, exactly what Stranger Things does best. Side note, did anyone ever confirm if Mike's dad survived the hospital scene? Man vanished like a forgotten NPC. Performance-wise, every actor crushed it. Millie Bobby Brown, Noah Schnapp, Jamie Campbell Bower, absolute standouts. Vecna's reemergence was 4 episodes in the making, and when it finally happened, pure cinematic tension. The one-take chaos sequence, his breath, his movements, the sheer presence, all terrifyingly good. Vecna's this generation's Voldemort, a villain born from pain, fear, and evolution. The only tragedy? The long break between seasons slightly killed his momentum. But still, after this return, he's carved into horror history. And now, we wait. Because on Christmas Day, Volume 2 drops, and everything points to a final war for the soul of Hawkins. So yeah, that's Stranger Things. Season 5, Volume 1, ending explained. Every reveal, every theory, every power shift. But now I want to know what you think. Is Will the new psychic apex of the Upside Down? Is Vecna just a pawn of the Mind Flayer? Drop your power scaling charts in the comments, and let's debate. Because remember, in Hawkins, nothing stays buried forever. And the real monster might not be Vecna. It might be what created him.